Good morning, Yogi family. If you're like me, you've just woken up and this is going to be one of the first things you do today. So to begin, find your seat on the mat. You can close your eyes so you can feel into yourself. As this day begins, you can begin to connect with your body and what is inside your soul, your spirit. Feel your hip bones connecting with the ground, which we'll call earth. Notice your hands making contact with your knees, with each other. And start to bring the breath down low into your belly. Reach the crown of your head high towards the sky. As you breathe in and expand the entirety of your body. And exhale, let it go. Lift your shoulders up towards your ears. Roll them back, down your back, and let them settle in a neutral spine position as you continue to breathe. Find stillness here as you focus only on your breath. If you find your mind has wandered, bring it back to your belly as your air opens that cavity and releases. We are bringing focus to the life force that works us through every day. Our breath is our life force, pranayama. Sometimes we shortchange ourselves on our breaths. We don't breathe deeply enough. Sometimes we don't breathe at all. Let this be a time where we remember to breathe. So remember to breathe throughout this short morning practice. On your next inhale, open your arms out to the side, wide, and circle up to the sky. And exhale through heart center prayer pose. As we make circles through, again, inhale, arms rise. Exhale, prayer pose through heart center. If you're like me, things are already beginning to creak and pop. We've been sleeping still for so long. I need to be gentle with my body as I wake it up and introduce it to the world. On your last exhale, let your hands rest in prayer hands at your heart. Bring your acknowledgement to your heart as it beats nonstop for you, day in and day out, whether you're aware of it or not. Can you feel your heart now? Inhale, raise one arm towards the sky, your right arm towards the sky, and your left hand is going to come towards the mat. Reach high with your right hand. Find length as you inhale. And as you exhale, bring that hand to the left side of your head. And exhale, slowly, gently pull your right ear towards your right shoulder. Remember to breathe. Create space between your left ear and your left shoulder. Maybe rock your head forward and backward a little bit. Saying, hello, neck. It's time to wake up. On your inhale, raise your right hand and your left hand high. Right hand comes to the mat beside your hips. Left hand reaches up towards the sky with an inhale. And on an exhale, grab the right side of your head and pull your left ear towards your left shoulder very gently. Notice what's here. No reason to judge. You're showing up how you're showing up. And that's just right. I like to rock my hand forward and backwards here. Maintaining a strong core and a straight back. Inhale, both hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart center, to your heart. Hands to your knees, and let's let our chin fall to our chest. Again, you can rock left and right here. Gentle awakenings on your neck. Now bring your head to center for gently dropping it back. Be very careful here. And listen to your neck. From here, we're going to do a seated cat-cow. So hands are on your knees. And curl your spine so your belly button sucks into your spine. Your back is curved. And inhale, open up your chest. Pull on your knees a little bit to open your chest more. Bring your shoulders back and lift your eyes high towards the sky. And cycle through that. Exhale. Inhale, open towards the front. Exhale. You can add in some movement here if it's starting to feel right as you cycle through on your own. Inhales, expanding, and your exhales, closing in, closing your shoulders. You might begin to feel that your spine is feeling more fluid, like a snake. Inhale your arms up high and back, stroke them both back 3 times with still a curve in your spine and opening of your chest. Plant your left hand on the mat and your right hand cartwheels over to find it, and rotate your hips and your knees to find tabletop. And we're just going to continue this fluid movement of our spine, moving through cat and cow, lowering our belly, arching our shoulders, swaying left to right, saying, hello, spine. It's time to move today. Don't forget to add in your neck. I've already started that. Excellent. Start to draw circles around your knees with your hips. Big circles. We are loosening up our hips, our entire lower kinetic chain. The lower kinetic chain is your hips, your knees, your ankles, your feet. If your hips are tight, you may feel knee pain. You may feel out of line. Your kinetic chain skeletal may be out of line. So switch directions, which can also lead to ankle issues. So if you're having problems in your ankles or your knees, start with your hips. We're loosening them up. We're giving them some juice for the day. You're going to push back into a child's pose with wide knee. So your knees are at the edges of your mat, pushing back into child's pose. Your head stays active. And then on your inhale, lift back up and reach forward with your hips. Your toes might come off the mat. And back and forth a couple of times. Exhale into child's pose. Inhale as you rise, stretching out your core. All right, let's find a neutral tabletop. Tuck your toes and sit back onto your heels. This could be really intense. This could be as far as you go. Maybe you stay supported on your hands the whole time. But if it feels okay, put more and more weight onto your heels, stretching out our Achilles tendons, and we're also stretching out our toes and the fascia on the bottom of our feet. This can become very tight, especially if we're not stretching out our feet enough. We use them all day, every day. So it's good. I like to give myself a little hand massage so that fascia can loosen up even more. At the same time, let's take our hands and roll them out. Switch directions. You can interlace hands, and we're gonna just kind of roll things all over the place here. Do roller coaster. And on your inhale, take a deep breath. Exhale, push your hands out away towards you. Exhale, let everything out and roll your shoulders. Inhale, bring those hands above your head. Exhale, hands through the ground. Hopefully, if that was too intense on your feet, you untucked your toes. That is okay too. Let's untuck our toes and sit back. Our knees are hip width apart here. Hands under our shoulders. And we're going to keep our hips directly above our knees for the entirety of this. Walk your hands forward as far as you can without moving your hips away from your knees, and drop your head to the ground. If this feels just intense enough, stay here. If you would like to open up your shoulders some more, you can bring your hands together to prayer pose, and then bend your elbows to bring your thumbs to the back of your head or your neck. If your hands are at the back of your neck, you can straighten out your arms again, bringing your hands to the mat. Now from here, our hands and our elbows are on the mat, and our knees and our toes are on the mat. We're going to push our hips towards the ground, lift our head off the mat, and we're basically just shifting forward into Sphinx pose. So our hips fall to the mat and our forearms stay just where they are. Now, if you had a block, you would put it right here. That would be your distance. Your elbows are pretty much under your shoulders. And find length here. As you inhale, reach from the bottom of your tailbone. Your tailbone reaches to the back of the room, and the crown of your head reaches towards the top corner of the room. We're tucking our tailbone down even just a little bit, and the tops of our toes are pushing into the mat. Finding full activation here, lengthening our spine, pushing our palms into the mat. On your exhale, bring your left cheek to the mat and reaching our right hand out wide. Make a tent with your fingertips and push up We're just lifting our right side off the mat, opening up. Exhale, right cheek comes to the mat. Bring your right hand again and reach your left hand out, tenting your fingers again. Inhale, open up in our upper body, lifting our face and our left shoulder off the mat. Exhale, bring your left cheek to the mat. Now this time, both fingers are going to tent out to the side. Our elbows are high. Inhale, reach the entire chest off the mat. Ooh, I like to move my shoulders back and forth here, rock them back and forth. And exhale, forehead to the mat. We're going to do 3 rounds of that. Inhale, raise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, open. Maybe going a little bit higher. Lower belly coming off the mat. Exhale, forehead to mat. All right, one more. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, right cheek to mat. Hands come to your hips, arms lying long next to your sides. Now bring your left hand next to your face and your right hand next to the other side of your face. This right elbow is elevated, and we're going to push into that hand, reach our foot either to the mat right here or behind that leg. We're opening up from our hips here. Your knee is going to kickstand behind you. If you're not coming quite this far, maybe you're just lifting your leg a little bit, opening it up. If you would like even more of a stretch here, oh, you can have your left arm long behind you. Yes, there we go. Not bent up. Okay, so from here, if you want even more of a stretch in your arms, you can reach your right arm up and over behind you. If that doesn't feel good, don't do it. I'm getting to pet my plants this morning. Exhale, unwind. Bring your body back flat to the mat. Reach your right arm long to the side. Plant your left hand next to your face and begin to push, bringing that left knee high and reaching it behind you if you can. Ooh, I'm getting some pops. Remember, we breathe. On the inhale, you're expanding as much as you can. On the exhale, you're letting go just a little bit more. You might find yourself deepening into the stretch, releasing more and more. If you liked this variation with your left arm extended over, try it here. It might not feel good. It might be better. Exhale, bring that hand back close to your face. Unwind your body. Bring your both hips to the floor. Let your hands push up through tabletop, wide-legged child's pose. Walk yourself back up onto your heels and cross your feet so that you can sit on your tailbones yet again. I'm going to turn so I can face you. Let's check back in to how we're doing. Take some deep breaths. Notice your sitting bones on the earth. Reach your crown of your head towards the sky. Roll your shoulders up and back so they may rest in a neutral position, and your belly is tucked in, supporting your spine. Feel back into that breath, expanding into your belly. Can you feel your heart? Stay here for just a little longer before you go off to do the rest of the things on your list today. Focus in on your body. Notice if the quality of your breath has changed since when we first checked in at the beginning of our practice. Notice if your heartbeat has sped up, maybe gotten stronger. And take note of your mental state, of any thoughts, any judgments, any expectations, any joys. Notice as a smile comes to your face. And you exhale. We're going to breathe in and exhale everything out. So let everything out right now. Breathe in. Exhale. Release everything you're holding on to. Maybe your body does a little wiggle. Inhale, arms above your head. Look up towards the sky. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your torso. Say thank you, body, for showing up this morning, for performing. And I can't wait to spend the rest of the day with you. Hands come together to prayer. Exhale, hands through to heart center. Inhale, thumbs to third eye center. Center of your wisdom. Take one last moment with yourself. Give yourself some love, whether or not you think you deserve it. And on the exhale, we bow together. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this 20-minute morning yoga class. I hope that your body is feeling more limber and loose so that you may start the day with fluidity. And I can't wait to see you next time. Drop me a comment. Let me know how this was for you. And I'll see you next time.